Shot in Style Television presents The Blue Martian. Starring Zac Park, along with his 1928 Ford. Watch as he restores it into a 1960s East Coast hot rod. From outer space.
Set it down from there. Should sit down.
It should go back a little bit. Keep it too far forward. Squeeze in there. Here, I'll hold it.
I bet you I need to pick my whole side up.
There we go.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
Actually clear.
It's really cool when it's done.
I got nothing to sit on. It's a little truck, huh?
Yeah. I was saying. A little bit of squeeze.
I'll walk around this side. This will take more than one hand to do. So I got to cut it down, obviously. So this is the idea. Just hold that up like in the middle, like how I have that. Then this is going to go in the center. and I just got to cut it down to fit.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to cut this cone out, put a speedometer in it.
Okay.
So the speedo would be like right here.
Mounted in there.
Yeah, and I have a speedometer out of 47 Ford.
Oh, that'll fit.
So it's real old school looking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Fits
that's the
theme.
dash, and I'll just cut it to fit. I love these ribs. I mean, that's
It
some
looks
like
good.
detailing you wouldn't see anywhere else, you know.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah, and I'll just recess it in so it doesn't stick out as much,
Right.
you know.
Just
So-
kind of have it flush mounted in there.
Yeah, I think it looked pretty cool. Little short dash, because I mean, you saw how my legs were in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you actually work in the pedals, I mean, you want a short dash.
Yeah, you don't want it sticking out any further.
Yeah, because if it was further down, then your feet would be underneath the dash, and that's not, you know, comfortable in this thing. My shim. Now it's overlapping right here, so I just need to cut that overlap out. This will be good to weld in. I'll get the other side welded in. I use the shim because after it's welded in, it's all going to stay in place. Now I know how long the bar that has to go underneath the floor is going to be, because I want the bar to go all the way to the edge here, because I want to weld it from an underside on both sides and on the face of it, just to make it as strong as possible. Here's my cut. I start looking at my door right now, actually. Keep that in mind this whole part of the process now that I'm getting farther forward. Sure, oh yeah, you can see that in the video. So right now, it's gonna take up my slack now when I get to this point, because I'm gonna weld it way up here on the body. That's actually gonna lock this in, so it's in between. It's in between both adjustments, so it's in the perfect spot. So you can see right now, shuts and opens super easy. And anyone who owns a Roadster knows how difficult it is to get to that stage. So I think it's sitting right where I want to lock it in. Honestly, look at the character line. It looks really good, actually. Oh yeah. Okay, so this placement right here is all on the door hinge, so I have nothing to worry about. What you want to worry about is this placement here, but there's not enough going on for that to be an issue. So, okay, time to weld the bottom. Moment of truth. Looks good. So I'm gonna bring you over here so you see the issue with the Roadsters. Well, it doesn't come along in the video very well, but this whole backside moves a lot when I shut the door. You can see it there. So that's why bracing all this up is also a really good idea. Obviously, when it was brand new, it probably didn't flex this much, but what is this, like 96 years old now? So yeah, it's gonna need a little bit of help there. Alright, so you guys can see what I'm doing underneath here. Those 90s, I made them extra long, and I'm just gonna weld these two together, stitch weld it until it's probably full stitch weld all the way down. Then I'll cut off the difference so it won't hang down so much. I'll cut it up and clean it so it looks nice. But that's locking us into the subfloor pretty well. Then of course I'll clean everything up and weld everything once I have this upside down on the floor instead of me being upside down. And I'll clean everything up and paint it then, but I cleaned off everywhere that I was welding. So I think this will be nice and strong. The whole time that I've had this truck, you know, that's been the biggest problem is the doors. So.
Oh my gosh, man! You can just look at that.
That's real nice now. It's like nothing, right?
Yeah.
Roasters are never like that. They're difficult to get the doors right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good thing I got to do the whole floor. Now that whole big ass bracket down there is what's holding this door in place, technically.
Right on, man.
That's just
I like
sitting
your
there.
design. Nah, I really like your design though.
Yeah.
Are
Simple.
you gonna do a small hump going over? Or are you just gonna kind of do a cutout in the bottom of this? Or, sorry, I think I lost your line.
Oh, that's just a shim.
Okay.
That keeps the plates where I want them.
Gotcha.
And it's just gonna be a plate in the front from here. Then I'm gonna use one by one
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like triangle it back over the transmission.
Gotcha.
This is like 2 by 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 by 1 should come over my transmission further
Right.
than this would. So that's kind of the idea anyways.
Nice, man.
I gotta find some 1 by 1 that I haven't cut yet that might,
Kind of
just to get my idea right if that's actually going to work or not. But yeah, I'll come back around and kind of like triangle it a little bit. Something real simple.
It looks real good, man. Just I like what you came up with here. Just it looks very professional.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely.
It's like super heavy duty for the setup, but yeah, I mean
Like
it's.
I said, a little bit of weight in here ain't a bad thing.
Yeah, I know. A little bit of weight in this is not
Gotta have
not
a little
bad.
bit of safety going on.
Yeah. My also thought was that's also going to protect me from getting hit in the
That's,
side.
that's
you know?
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
This I'm gonna have this bolted down. Maybe it'll probably be 6 places with grade 8 bolts straight to the frame. So I mean, that's all an F250 is now. Is 6 grade 8 bolts.
Yeah.
You
Just
know,
on the
modern
cap
one.
on.
Yeah. So. figuring out where to put the steering column to where it looks good to the car.
Right.
And doesn't look like it's sticking up and out of the way kind of deal. Like
Still
this.
be comfortable.
Yeah, like this is comfortable. I can hit the gas and brake underneath the steering wheel, but it kind of looks goofy sticking up. Does that look goofy?
I mean, either way around, it's gonna be above the
It's
door.
got to be above the door. It's got to be above the dash, no matter what I do,
I mean,
man.
it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's definitely different looking.
Yeah,
but
it'd look better if
doesn't
it
look
was
bad.
in the car instead of like out of the car, but
Right. I mean, the only other way I can think of is if you use the rag, not a rag joint.
a coupler, so I can change the angle.
Exactly.